Welcome to the funniest soapbox race fails. Imagine spending weeks designing your dream soapbox car, perfect aerodynamics, flashy paint, and a genius plan to conquer the track, only for it to crumble like a house of cards at the first bump. Welcome to the chaotic world of soapbox racing, where the laws of physics and bad decisions collide in the most hilarious ways. From wobbly wheels flying off mid-race to drivers who realize way too late that their brakes were just for decoration, these races are less about winning and more about survival. And let's be honest, we all secretly watch for the crashes anyway, so buckle up, or don't, since most of these carts barely hold together. And let's dive into the funniest soapbox race fails that will have you laughing.
Lolly drop, and it's making steering difficult. Look, he can't hold it, he's gone!
And questioning some people's engineering degrees. Subscribe now to help me reach 1,000 subscribers, because unlike these racers, I actually need momentum to get anywhere. The unpredictable world of soapbox racing is like a science experiment where the hypothesis is this will totally work, and the conclusion is usually, well, that could have gone better. These races are a combination of skill, creativity, and sheer luck, though mostly it's about how long you can stay upright before gravity claims another victim. The beauty of soapbox racing is that there are no engines, no fuel, just a hill and a dream. The problem? Dreams don't have brakes. Competitors build the most outrageous carts imaginable, everything from dragons to giant slices of pizza, only to realize halfway down the track that steering is more of a suggestion than a function.
The left side of the cart might pose an issue because it's certainly going to be heavier that side, isn't it? Oh, there's the proof!
Even the best designed soapbox cars have a tendency to betray their drivers at the worst possible moment. 1 second, they're cruising at top speed, waving to the crowd. The next, they're airborne, upside down, and rethinking every life decision that led to this moment. With obstacles, jumps, and sharp turns adding to the chaos, soapbox races rarely end gracefully. But hey, who needs victory when you can go viral for a legendary wipeout? Common causes of hilarious soapbox fails.
You've got to steer with your right hand and steer with your left hand, and then you kind of lose your equilibrium in a situation like that.
If you've ever wondered why soapbox races result in so many epic fails, the answer is simple: bad ideas, overconfidence, and a complete disregard for basic engineering principles. 1. Overly ambitious designs. Some racers take creativity way too far, crafting soapbox cars that look amazing but function about as well as a shopping cart with 3 wheels. Giant animal costumes, oversized props, or wobbly attachments might get points for style, but they also make a crash 10 times more spectacular. 2. No steering, no problem, until it is. Many racers assume that a basic rope and pulley system will be enough to control their soapbox down a steep hill. Spoiler alert, it isn't. The moment they hit a sharp turn, they either flip over, plow into a hay bale, or, in the most dramatic cases, launch straight into the crowd like a human torpedo. 3. Brakes. Never heard of them. Some competitors do install brakes, but most realize too late that they don't actually work. Watching someone frantically stomp on their brake pedal as they gain even more speed is comedy gold, though we forgot to test it strategy.
Tentative on the push-off. 2 wheels in the front, 1 at the back, and they've gone already!
One of the most common causes of crashes is simple. Nobody tested the vehicle before race day. They assume it will work fine until the wheels pop off 10 seconds into the run. All of these factors combine to create the perfect storm of hilarious crashes, unexpected flips, and gravity-induced regret. The most ridiculous crashes ever caught on camera soapbox races have given us some of the most jaw-dropping, laugh-out-loud crashes ever recorded. These moments are so legendary that they deserve a highlight reel of their own. 1. The instant karma crash.
Ronnie Chester's Taylor Swift. Oh, that's a painful one.
Nothing is funnier than a racer who starts celebrating too early, arms in the air, cheering, only to hit a pothole and get launched like a rag doll. 1 second, they're on top of the world. The next, they're eating hay bales for lunch. The lawn chair on wheels disaster. Some racers clearly spent more time designing their costumes than their actual vehicles. There's always that one team whose soapbox looks suspiciously like a barely held together pile of wood, screws, and hope. The result? The moment they hit a bump, their cart disassembles like IKEA furniture in a hurricane. 3. The too much speed, not enough skill wipeout. Some teams actually build decent soapbox cars, fast, smooth, and streamlined. The only problem? Their driver has no clue how to control it. Watching someone zoom down the track at breakneck speed, realizing too late that they're heading straight for a barrier, is a special kind of comedy. Bonus points if they try to bail out at the last second, us and fail, say.
There we see him roll it emphatically over the finish line. But
the flying soapbox incident. Every race has that one team that thinks, what if we added a ramp? And every time we get the same result. Liftoff, panic, regret, and a crash landing that physics teachers would love to analyze. These fails prove one thing. Winning doesn't matter when your crash is so good that the internet turns it into a meme. Spectator favorites. What makes a soapbox crash legendary? Not all soapbox fails are created equal. Some crashes are quickly forgotten, while others become instant classics that fans replay over and over. But what exactly makes a soapbox crash legendary? 1. The slow motion disaster. There's something oddly satisfying about a crash that happens in slow motion.
that's one of the most spectacular offs since the Dam Busters in London all those years ago. Look at him at the back.
You see the wobble, you know what's coming, and yet there's nothing the driver can do to stop their inevitable doom. These crashes don't just happen, they unfold like a tragic opera, but way funnier. 2. Maximum airtime. If a soapbox car manages to catch serious air before crashing, it automatically earns a place in the Fail Hall of Fame. The higher the launch, the bigger the laughs. Bonus points if the driver is flailing mid-air like a cartoon character. 3. When the soapbox betrays you. Some crashes are funny simply because the vehicle gives up on life before reaching the finish line. The wheels pop off, the frame crumples, the driver slowly tips over like a cow in a field. It's not dramatic, it's just pure comedy gold. The unexpected survivors. The best fails are the ones where the soapbox explodes into a million pieces, and yet the driver stands up, arms raised in victory. They may not have finished the race, but they've won our hearts. Soapbox racing is a sport of champions, but it's the losers who steal the show. The aftermath. Picking up the pieces. Literally. Once the dust settles and the laughter dies down, one major question remains. How bad is the damage? Spoiler alert, it's usually catastrophic. For the unlucky racers, the aftermath involves collecting broken wheels, shattered frames, and whatever dignity they have left. Some karts are so thoroughly destroyed that it looks like a yard sale exploded on the track. And then there's the walk of shame, dragging the remains of a once glorious soapbox car back to the pits while the crowd cheers or laughs. Meanwhile, event staff and volunteers scramble to clear the debris before the next fearless racer takes the plunge. In some cases, a race pause is necessary just to sweep up the wreckage of someone's overconfidence. But in the end, no one is really upset. Why? Because in soapbox racing, a spectacular crash is just as good, if not better, than crossing the finish line. Why we love watching these glorious fails. At the end of the day, soapbox racing isn't about speed, precision, or even making it to the finish line. It's about the glorious chaos along the way. The crashes, the airborne wipeouts, the moments where physics just disrespects someone's hard work. It's all part of the magic. Whether you're a racer or just here for the carnage, one thing's for sure. The best moments come when things go horribly, hilariously wrong. So if you ever feel like life is falling apart, just remember, at least you're not the guy whose soapbox car disintegrated before leaving the starting line.